Welcome everybody, come on in to our chakra balancing workshop here inside the Akashic Academy. I'm Emily Harrison, of course, the founder and director here at the Akashic Academy, and I'm totally under the weather today. Have a cold. I had it bad yesterday. My eyes were just running and dripping. And yeah, let's let it be known, our new editor, Shelly's busted my chops for eating meat last week. She's like, that's why you're sick, but let's let it be known. Let's talk about this. I did eat meat last week, and I am not feeling great this week. My immune system isn't working as well as it could be working. And we're going to actually talk. Hi, Caitlin. We're going to be talking about the immune system today because it's, thank you. I have such a crazy day today, too. Please send me energy to get through my day. But the digestive system is actually connected to the solar plexus energy. And I don't know if you guys know this, but over 80% of our immune system is located in the digestive tract. So when we are finding that our immune system isn't working, addressing our digestion and also addressing energetically the solar plexus, which is responsible for that area of our body, can really do some wonders. So I'm going to be using myself as an example, doing wonders on my own solar plexus today. All right, so the solar plexus is located 2 inches above your belly button. All right, this is your inner sun energy. It projects our life force energy out. What's up, Nicole? Projecting that life force energy out into the world. And Jen's here too. What's up, my friend? So the solar plexus governs our ability to achieve on the planet. It's responsible for our self-esteem and our self-discipline. So those are 3 very dynamic categories that are so important to us as light workers. When we're creating these businesses. And hi Terry, I'm glad you're here too. As we're creating what it is that we want to share with the planet, it requires a lot of balance in our levels of achievement. All right, we got to feel comfortable achieving on the planet. We got to have self-discipline. I mean, running your own business and creating your own healing modalities and staying committed to learning requires self-discipline. So that's something that also controlled by the solar plexus. And your self-esteem. If you don't feel confident putting yourself and your gifts out into the world, good morning, Rhonda, then you can feel blocked in proceeding forward. So recognizing the solar plexus's connection to our self-esteem is also a way that we can energetically balance how easy it is for us to move out into the world sharing our gifts and abilities. Welcome, Jess. All the goddesses in the house today. All right, so for those of you just joining, it's Solar Plexus Day. That's our inner sun, radiates in all 360 degrees our life force energy, right? So a balanced solar plexus is going to look a little something like this. This is what we're going for in our lives with this balanced solar plexus. This is a good one. It's almost even hard to keep a straight face saying it. When your solar plexus is balanced, you have complete control over your thoughts and emotions. Okay? I'm not quite there yet, but I will say I've made significant strides in this area in terms of being able to control my thoughts, which then in turn create your emotions, right? So many times we feel so justified in getting really mad or angry or sad about something. We justify the circumstances that, oh, well, it's perfectly fine for me to feel this way. I read a quote one time that made me feel, I would just like turn things around for me. I was like, whoa, that's a good one. There's never a high vibe justification for feeling worried. And I think you could plug in a lot of different words into there for worried. There just simply isn't a high vibe justification for why we allow ourselves to experience the negative thoughts we do, which causes the negative emotions that we feel. No need for it. And once we really get that under control, it's like a big hurdle that you get over. Once you get over that one and you get to a place where you have control of your thoughts and emotions, it's a completely different ballgame. In my opinion, that's a huge step in getting a huge plateau, I should say, that we get to in our own process of spiritual evolution and learning. The ego will have no influence over you when your solar plexus is balanced. Yeah, all right. I think I'm close to that. I do find my ego creeping in from time to time, but over the past 20 years, it doesn't sound very promising, does it? I promise you guys don't have to work on this for 20 years. But that's been something that's been slowly melting in me for a long time, the idea of ego, and really allowing that idea of seeing where we're separate, because that's what all ego really is any place where we define ourselves as separate from source, from oneness. That is the I identification, moving us out here and having the world out here. Getting better with that. As you can see, when we start to really unravel the idea of ego, it's more complex of a concept than just being entitled and wanting, you know, the best for you and to inflate your sense of importance in life, right? There's a lot more to the word ego and to that energy than just our feelings of self-importance. It's actually our feelings of our separation, which is why we have to build ourselves up to feel more important, right? See, all kind of makes sense. You also don't have any other unwanted influences over your life or decisions. So when that solar plexus is in balance and functioning very strongly and well, you find that so many of us are empaths, right? And a common complaint of empaths, complaint might not be the exact right word, but you know what I mean, is that they go out into public and they take on so much other energy and it influences their energy field so drastically. When you really learn to get this chakra system in control and balance in your life, though you can still be empathic without feeling all of those other unwanted influences on your own energy field. I'm starting to feel Spirit saying a lot of us out here are starting to identify areas where we can get more in balance with these things. Self-love is no big deal when your solar plexus is balanced. That's a great thing. And I've mentioned over and over and over again, self-love is the ticket, the key to the ascension process and gaining access to these higher levels of consciousness completely depends on how much you're willing to love yourself. It does not matter how much intellectual information that you can process in the old noggin up here. It's all about the self-love. And if you're finding that you're out of balance or that's difficult for you to love yourself, our inclination is to go straight to the heart chakra. Good spot to go. However, there's a strong connection in the solar plexus as well. So when we work on balancing that area, we can achieve self-love much more easily. When you have a balanced solar plexus, you find that you have a great appreciation for people around you. You identify and appreciate their uniqueness very, very easily. So how many out there want a balanced solar plexus? When I read this list, I identify areas where I feel like, oh, it's pretty imbalanced, but it might not. Then I see, oh, well, wait, I'm not totally imbalanced in that area. So I can bring more balance to this particular energy center in my body. And since we've just come off of Lionsgate, we've just come off this incredible August where all of this Leo energy, which is really governed by the sun, that solar plexus, our inner sun energy, our solar plexuses have been activated like nobody's business. So going in there really and achieving balance in that area now is going to be a powerful process that we'll do in just a bit. Many of us might find that with all of this activation energy from the eclipse, from the Lionsgate, all of that inner power energy that really came in the planet, that we might be overactive in this area, that we might be, you could use a balance in your solar plexus. Do you know how it may be affected while pregnant? Oh, that's a good one, Jess. I'm going to ask for you because I don't, but I can ask. Jess is asking about how the solar plexus is affected during pregnancy. Okay, this is really interesting, Jess. They're almost showing me like it splits in two. It divides in two. And one of them is governing the personal power that's happening within you. And then one is governing the personal power that's happening like outside of you. So it's almost like there's one in the center and there's one around it, is what they're showing me. But there's two of them. The inner governing one is working seriously like nobody's business, right? Like making a baby inside of your body. That is an incredible way to stand in the personal power. And there's also masculine energy in the solar plexus. And there's like a governing protection kind of quality that happens with that inner spinning chakra. Then on the outside, that second one, because I said for some reason it looks like they split into two. The outside solar plexus, which is governing how you're moving out into the real world, right, or the 3D or our lives, the out, you know what I'm talking about, the part of our life that we are living in and creating. That part actually shifts and adjusts to balance the one working on the inside. So it'll tend to slow things down sometimes in how you feel about standing in your personal power on the outside. You might feel an inclination to want to pull back a little bit more, to draw more inward. And it's interesting because even though it looks like there's a slowing down process on the fluffy one, thanks, Rhonda. Even though that idea of the slowing down process, you might be feeling that, there's actually all of that inner power from the inner solar plexus is like, it becomes like stored energy, and it actually has a way of continuing to move us forward in our lives, in our careers, in the outside world. But many times it looks like it's slowing us down, and for that period of time, because we need more rest. We really need to be in that state of, that balance that needs to be achieved. That's so important during pregnancy. You cannot overdo things. And it balances and protects that holding you back a little bit. I don't know if that's if that corresponds to what you're experiencing, Jess. I know that you are a career woman and you balance career and home, and I know that your career has been going really great lately. So I don't know if that's what you feel, if you feel a connection to that information. This is resonating so much. Okay, good. I'm glad. Never really asked that question before, and that was fun to kind of explore the dynamics of what happens while we're pregnant. If I get more information on that comes in that I can explain even more articulately what's going on, I will share that. Because we got lots of mamas in the house actually today, don't we? Okay, so here's what an overactive solar plexus might look like. And again, what the records were telling me during a few beats ago was that during this time that we've recently come off of all of this activation energy in the solar plexus, we might be feeling like a lot of energy in that area. We might be overactive as we integrate and balance this higher vibrational frequency, because all of our energy bodies, all of our chakras got an increase and upgrade during this past solar eclipse time. So overactive solar plexus could look like you being very judgmental and very critical towards other people in your life. You easily find fault in others. You might find yourself demanding, stubborn, rigid. Ruh-roh. I've been pretty good on that. I haven't been very demanding, rigid, or stubborn. And I'm doing pretty good on my judgment and being critical of others and finding fault in them. Usually my hubby is the one who takes the most of that energy in my life, and I've been doing pretty good. I've not been finding a lot of fault in him. I've been looking at his positive qualities. You might find that you are an excessive planner if the solar plexus is overactive. Like you can never get enough done on a particular project. You might find that work takes precedence. You might find that workaholic energy stimulating, running through your life. You might find that you're a perfectionist, and it just doesn't matter how much work you do on things. There's constantly more. It's not good enough. You might feel yourself not good enough. Those are all indications that our solar plexus can be overactive. An underactive solar plexus might appear in your life, like really worrying about what people think about you, having a really difficult time being able to just be out there. And that goes back to our self-esteem, right? If you're constantly worried about what other people are thinking or saying about you, it doesn't feel good to go out in a public space. You might find yourself on autopilot, zoning out so that you don't have to deal with your thoughts and your feelings. That's a big one. It's very easy for us to kind of just zone out and go on autopilot. And how much better is it to stay present in our life, to really stay in control of the machinery here that we're functioning. And you might constantly feel not good enough. Again, that idea of seeking approval from others tends to run your business. Okay, so we're going to do a little body scanning right now. We want to go in and take a look at our solar plexuses and try to get a feel for if they're big, if they're small. A balanced solar plexus is going to also be about 4 inches in diameter. It's going to be yellow in color, and again 2 inches above the belly button. And we're going to want to see that light emanating in all 360 degrees. So we're going to go into our meditative state. We're going to scan and take a look at our solar plexuses, just observing in the beginning. And then we'll send intention to balance that area while we're doing the body scan. And then when we come out of the meditative state, I'm going to show you guys the mudra and the mantra, and we'll close by doing some chanting to balance the solar plexus as well. All right, so let's get in our meditative state so we can do a little scan and a little body scanning. So sitting up nice and straight so that column of light is running unobstructed, unkinked up and down your spine. Let's breathe together. Deep breath in. And a nice slow exhale. Just setting aside anything else that's going on in your life today. Giving yourself just these few minutes here together. Deep breath in. And slowly exhaling. And one more nice deep breath in. And with this exhale, taking that column of light and sending it down into Mother Earth, like roots of a tree, moving through the crust of Mother Earth, through the crystalline caves of Mother Earth, sinking through that crystalline grid, down deep into the liquid core center of Mother Earth. And allow yourself to just sink into that unconditional love and support. Sink into it, but don't slouch. And then when you're ready, we want to pull that energy back up, that column of light, just moving back up through the earth, picking up all of that wonderful energy from the grid, the crystalline grid, from the crystalline caves. Feel that Mother Earth energy moving into your body, to your feet and your legs, moving up your knees, up your thighs, up your pelvis, your stomach, your back, your throat, up the head. That Mother Earth energy coming into every cell inside of your body, creating more space, creating more room to bring in light and awareness. Good, and now taking your central column of light and extending it out the top of your head, moving up through the atmosphere, passing by the moon, the sun, the solar system, the galaxy, the galaxies in our universe, coming up against that invisible force field there in the universe. And with one more breath, extending beyond that force field, anchoring into the space of the Akasha. And when you're ready, pulling that Akasha, that ether energy back down. Feel it as it mixes with the earth energy we brought in, as it's coming into your light body. It's a big upgrade of energy in this space. And then taking a moment to shift that consciousness down into your heart space, moving it from your head down into your heart. And now, again, just a reminder, we're also exercising our psychic gifts, our skills and abilities, which are the way that Spirit speaks to us, right? So through our clairvoyance, our inner vision, through our clairaudience, our clear hearing, our clairsentience, our clear feeling, our claircognizance, our clear knowing. Allow yourself to receive this information in whatever way that you do. But let's pay special attention to using our inner vision. So taking that inner vision and moving that awareness, moving your inner vision all the way down to the solar plexus area. Again, about 2 inches above your belly button. Find that bright yellow energy vortex and start to get a sense for what size your solar plexus is. And just allowing yourself to observing the spin of that chakra. I feel a lot of tingling in my crown right now as we're doing this together. Now I want you to see that yellow energy radiating in 360 degrees, coming out in all directions. And just setting an intention that in this space that we're connected to with Mother Earth here and with the energy of the Akasha, the energy knows exactly how to program, how to set this chakra so it's perfectly balanced. So just with your intention, allowing that chakra to come into perfect balance now. Make sure you're breathing and circulating your breath as you do this. I found myself holding my breath there. And just setting an intention to really lock in this frequency, this level of balance. Seeing that personal power energy, that sun energy radiating at 360 degrees. Feel the warmth of it inside of your belly. Just basking in this moment for a bit. Good job. Then when you're ready, bring yourself out slowly, wiggling your toes, your fingertips. Hi, Ann. Wiggling your neck around a little bit. Breathing. Okay, now what I'd like to show everyone is the mudra and the mantra that go along with the solar plexus. Now, as we've talked about before, when we come together, and especially when there's many of us in this space doing this meditation, these exercises together, you get a powerful shift. You get a nice, good balance. But the more we go back into our lives, and again, now we recognize this is the chakra that causes us to feel the outer influences. When this chakra does become out of balance and we start to feel those outer influences in our life and we begin to recognize, I need some tuning up here, you can use this mantra and mudra to quickly just rebalance yourself, okay? So mudras we've been learning about are almost like antenna signals with our hands. This piece of machinery that we have, the human body, is literally the most technologically advanced machine on the planet. And there are so many bits of this machine that we just don't understand how to work. We haven't been taught that this is how it works. So we can use our hands, and what's happening when we're putting our hands in these different positions is we're closing different nerve signals, different connections, and we can actually use our hands to become antenna for sending and receiving energy. So the mudra that we're going to do for the solar plexus, palms up, laying your palms on your lap, but I'm going to hold them up here so you can see them. We're going to take our thumb, our index finger, and our ring finger, touching those together, okay? And then straight middle finger and straight pinky finger, like this. This connects us directly to the Shiva energy. The Shiva is the yogic god of all gods in Hindu religion. It is a very, very powerful energy. Of course, you've probably heard of the Shiva and the Shakti, the male, the female. And the inner sun, our solar plexus, is governed by that male energy. And this is calling up the energy of Shiva. It's the good one, okay? And the mantra that we use when you sit and you just have them facing up on your lap, okay? And the mantra that we use for the solar plexus is Ram, R-A-M. So we're going to close out this session here today by doing 3 nice big long chants of Ram with our Shiva mudra here, okay? So again, sitting up nice and straight, deep breath in. And because I have a head cold, I hear like multiple tones going on in my head, which is very interesting. All right, namaste, everybody. That was really, really good and powerful for me as well, because I could use a nice balance and emanating solar plexus, personal power energy to make it through my day. I got 4 shows, a client, and teaching tonight. And I absolutely love that, even though sometimes my body, thank you guys too, for experiences symptoms of lower vibrating energy, right? AKA getting sick. When I go in and I start working energetically from the inside out, I find that I can still be here. I can be present. It's like I'm working side by side by myself. And it's really kind of cool how our life shifts as we really step into bringing this into our everyday lives. And I'm really grateful for it today on days when, you know, your body is just a little bit out of balance. Thank you, Caitlin. I got this. Oh, I'm also really excited about Operation Influence Irma, which is happening tomorrow on the Akashic Academy Facebook page. I'm going to have Rhonda Elliott in the house, Reiki Master Rhonda. And Rhonda also has had some experience with weather and understanding weather and shifting weather. And it's been a while since Rhonda and I talked about weather shifting patterns. But when I decided that we needed to do this project tomorrow, they said, go get Rhonda. And I did. And Rhonda said yes. So I'm really excited that she said yes. And another gentleman is going to be joining us, Mike Capo. Mike's pretty cool. He's got some pretty cool information and insight on not only the hurricane, but Mike is also going to be coming on Lightworkers Connect very soon and talking about some of the intergalactic activity happening in our solar system, and how that affects the timelines of Earth and what we can do collectively to shift it. So stay tuned for more on Mike. This will be a little introduction for you guys to him. And very excited, like I said, to have my girl Rhonda helping to hold the space on this one. And I love you all. I'll see you back here again soon. Have a great day. Oh, and please invite your friends to the Irma project. As many people as we have there, sending however they send their energy, praying, Reiki, good vibes, whatever. We want all forms of the goodness. So share with your friends. All right, so you guys have a good day.